What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here, Unsleeved Media, with a bit of a special report. I had been following up on some information about the way Nintendo/Pokemon uses our private information, specifically what we may say to each other in private chats. I assume this policy is true for almost all of their softwares, but one I know for sure it happens in is Pokemon TCG. Now, I think this type of policy is safe to assume extends anywhere you can live chat with people on the Nintendo platform. But anyway, let's talk about it. So somebody reached out to me the other day and let me know that Pokemon was reading their private conversations inside their software. And I've actually done a video on this on my second channel, The Quartering, before, about how Microsoft has a policy like this, and Skype, well, which is ran by them, and how heinous it was. I mean, there has to be some reasonable, there's some reasonable expectation of privacy. And this person had received a ban from the Pokemon TCG with basically no notice. He just got an email saying they had a 7-day ban, and if this would continue, they may be banned for longer. And the point of this video is not necessarily to agree or disagree with what was said, but to point out that they're actively policing private conversations. Who knows what they see? Who knows what they record? Who knows how they're using that data? We don't know. All we know is that I'm going to be very careful about what I type to my friends on things like Magic Online or Pokemon Online, or really any software now going forward, because who the hell knows what they're all doing with this information. So I've been able to wrestle up all of the information. So here is the suspension, the actual email, okay, from Pokemon. Offense, adult content. Date of offense on this day, 7-day suspension. All right, and this is their email. Now, the user provides context that he happened to be sitting in the exact same room with his wife, and they were chatting. I got suspended for 7 days for sending a joking message to my wife in a private chat. My wife's screen name is X, which I've redacted. If you don't believe me when I say that she's my wife, I can have her email you from her account. Not only was this a private chat, but the message was automatically censored by your system with a smiley face emoticon. She never even saw the message. Please remove my suspension immediately. I was just about to earn another pack for logging in 5 days in a row. Please don't read the contents of my private chats when there are no reports of abuse. Do not suspend me for something that other users cannot see. This should be common sense. I would agree. The agent replies, thank you for contacting support. We do apologize, but we are unable to remove the suspension. Adult content is the violation of terms of use when chatting with another individual. If a filtered word is used, it will be flagged in our system. Our goal is to make sure that Pokemon platform is family-friendly environment. The use of profanity, rude remarks. Again, this is another weasel word, like rude remarks. Like when I play Magic with my friends and they like counterspell something, I could be like, "Ah, you dick," right? And it's just a joke. Like my friend isn't offended. I'm not. I meant no offense. How can their automated system tell the difference? Well, of course we know the answer. It cannot. The use of profanity, blah, blah, blah. Your suspension was due to adult content. And because of this, we're unable to remove the suspension. Once your period has passed, you'll be able to access the game again. I've seen what he wrote. He basically just some banter with his wife. It wasn't even anything offensive. And again, there isn't like a list out there. This is my biggest problem with these weasel words and these terms of services. Just like in Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, it's like, oh well, if you say something mean to somebody, we have the right to abuse or to suspend you. But people have no clue what that list even looks like. And now we've seen a company in Nintendo taking it to the next level where they're actually reading your conversation. What's happening is a conversation or a word is getting auto-flagged for someone to review, and then they're punishing people based on that. Context need not apply. I've posted a link. Now, here's the point where they admit that they are reading the conversations, right? See Section 6 of Terms of Use for your convenience. So here it is. You are prohibited from posting or transmitting any material to the service that could interfere with anyone else's use of the service, be considered abusive, illegal, indecent, obscene, offensive, or threatening in any way, encourage anyone to break the law, violate copyright, interfere with the privacy of another user, contain a virus, contain false or misleading statements, basically for any reason at any time, which is their right. And thus, it is my responsibility to report this to people. And there will be a lot of people in the comments that are like, I already knew this was happening. No, you didn't. I don't think you did. I don't think you thought that some manual person is reviewing these conversations. And we don't know exactly what is said or what they're doing with that information or if they're saving it, nothing. And now they wrote, although we may from time to time monitor or review bulletin boards, chat rooms, discussions, postings, and transmissions, and the like on the service, we are under no obligation to do so. So what she's saying here, or he or she, is yes, we from time to time will pop in and read what you're saying in your chat. There is no other way to interpret this. This is not saying if somebody reports it. It's not saying if our automated system detects something. It's literally saying we will monitor you. We may change, edit, or remove any user material or conversations we deem illegal, indecent, obscene, offensive. Again, offense is never given, it is only taken, and there's not a list of things. What offends one person will not necessarily offend another. So again, this is another slippery slope. Or otherwise violating our policy anyway. We will fully cooperate with law enforcement authorities or court order requesting or directing us to disclose the identity of anyone posting such materials. So let's take it to the extreme here, right? Okay, so if you admit you did a felony, you had committed a felony, and they ratted you out to the cops, okay, even though that's kind of obviously not their role or responsibility, but their statement could be applied to if you offended somebody. If I write something offensive in chat and they call the cops, Pokemon will share my information with the police over offending somebody. And they refuse to remove the suspension. I thought this was interesting. I thought this was something people probably needed to know. It's, to me, very bizarre that they would openly admit that, like, hey, we pop in and read your chats. You know, I guess if you post something on a message board, I'm not surprised. That makes sense. But the fact that they read private conversations, like in 1v1 match talking, okay, there might be a good reason to do that. I don't think there is. I can't see policing people's speech inside of a game in which they're talking directly to someone else using a tool that you can easily just turn off or ignore. And again, we don't know how much they're monitoring, what they're monitoring for, what the list of offenses are, what the list of banned words are. There's no information, and it can lead to your ban. So again, just like with Wizards of the Coast, you don't know what rules you're supposed to be following. And if they deem you to be a rules breaker, they will ban you and suspend you. And I don't know if they'll return your collection like Wizards did for me. They did not give me my cards back until I had to get the law involved, basically. My credit card companies. This is just a whole new level of Big Brother where the companies have this ability, and at minimum, it should just serve as like a buyer beware that this is going on, and so you are going to want to be very careful about what you type in these chats. As we move basically to an era now where all new software comes out, you have no ability to chat at all. But pretty scummy, Pokemon and Nintendo, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below.